Hello everyone, I am Reshma Dhande from Lakshmichand Gulwala College of Commerce and Economics, Ghatkopar. So today we'll talk on the topic Introduction of Database Management System, that is DBMS, which is there in the syllabus of the BSc Computer Science and BSc IT first year. Many of us are very much familiar with the term called data. We come across the term data regularly in our day-to-day life. Some examples of the data are as like the name of the person, then weight of the person, height of the person, name of the student, roll number of the student, price of a book, number of student in a college, pin code of a city. In our daily life, we have to remember the bulk amount of data. However, it is easier for us to remember only some amount of data. For example, we may be in a position to tell accurately the age, height, income, educational qualification, residential address of ourselves or our close friends. But it could be very difficult for us to memorize all this information for a large number of individuals in an organization. So here we need a database. So before starting the concept of the DBMS, there are some basic concepts of the DBMS that are data and information. In context of DBMS, the data is a raw material that doesn't have any meaning. In database, the data can be in the form of numeric data or it can be in the form of text-based data. After processing on data, we will get the information. That means processed data is called as the information. Consider the example of the student mark sheet. On student mark sheet, the name of the student, marks obtained by the student, roll number of the student is data. Then, the student got first rank in their academic is the information. How will know the student got first rank in their academic? So, after processing on the data, we'll get this information. So, to get the information, we first need to create a database. Then, database. A database is a collection of the related data items stored at one place. The data in a database are related to each other. In database, the information is stored in tabular format. The database contains the data about the real world entity. Consider the example of the college database. In college database, there is a data related to the teacher, student, head of the departments, means all the data in the college database are related with each other. Then second, consider the example of the hospital database. In hospital database, information about the patient, information about the doctors, information about the nurse, all the data are connected or related with each other. As the need of the data is increased, there was need to develop a computer-based system for storing and managing the data. Here the concept of here the concept of DBMS comes. Now, what is DBMS? A DBMS is a system or the database management system is a system software which manages the data. It can perform the various tasks like creation, retrieval, insertion, updation, deletion, modification of the data to manage it in a systematic way as per the requirement. Database systems are designed to manage large amount of data by providing security from accidental crash of the system and unauthorized access. DBMS provides convenient and efficient environment which used to handle the data. Then, what is exactly the role of database management system? The programming languages like Java, .NET are used to develop the customized software. Every software or application has its data to be stored permanently. Programming languages cannot store data permanently. For this purpose, we have to use the database management system. The DBMS plays a significant role in storing and managing the data. In short, the software is made up of the two things. First one, the interface which is made in the programming languages, and second one, the database. When the client start the application or the client run the application, then the client will see the interface which is made in the programming languages. The interfaces which is made in the programming languages are called as a front end, and the DBMS, that is database, is called as a backend. Then next point, advantages of the database management system over the traditional file processing systems are controlling data redundancy. It avoids the duplication of data because all the data is integrated into a single database. Second, data consistency. As updation is take place at the central database, so everyone will get the updated data. Third one, sharing of data. The data can be easily shared to multiple applications. Fourth one, data independence. It means the capacity to change the data at the one place without affecting the data at the other place. For example, if we change the structure of the database, then it can't affect the data stored in the database. Security. The DBMS offers the different user with the different level of access to the data based on their roles. Concurrency control. This means the data in the database can be easily accessed by the multiple user at the same point of time so that the accuracy of the data is maintained. The data can be easily recovered after database failure. Now, there are some basic building blocks of the relational database management system. The first basic building block of the relational database management system is tables. The table contains the rows and columns. It is a mixture of the rows and columns. The horizontal representation of the data is called as rows, whereas a vertical representation of the data is called as a column. The table contains the data that are related to each other. Then the second basic building block of the relational database management system is a tuple. The tuple is a single row of a table. It contains the whole record of the particular data item. For example, in student table, there are the record of many students. So each record in a table is called as a tuple. The tuple contains the information like student ID, student name, class, marks obtained by the student, etc. Then the third concept is the attribute. It is a column of the table. For example, in student table there are many number of columns like student name, ID, roll number, etc. The fourth concept is the domain. Every attribute has some predefined value scope known as attribute domain. This attribute domain decides which type of values are permitted in the attribute. The type of value contains string or the numeric type, or it can be a date type. There are some data types in DBMS like integer, varchar, boolean, date. The domain also decides some integrity constraint for values to be inserted in a database. For example, in employee table, the employee name attribute can have only string type value, while the salary attribute can contain only the numeric values with specified range. The domain restricts the data to be inserted with a specific constraint, hence it is called as a domain constraint. Then there are some domain constraints in databases like not null, then unique, default value, check. There are many more open source software for the database management system that are MySQL Server, MySQL, Microsoft Access, SQLite, PostgreSQL, in which you can easily manage the data. For the detailed content of the database management system, you can refer the following reference books: Fundamentals of Database System by the author Ramesh Emsri and Shamkan Nawathe, Pearson publication. And the second one is Database System Design, Implementation and Management by the author Carlos Coronel, Stephen Morris, Peter Robb, Cengage Learning Publications. Thank you very much.